Hi there everyone, we're looking at these 5 spiritual dangers. We've looked at 3 already. Today we're looking at the spiritual danger of guilt. Now guilt is a complex subject. It's often related to other things like shame and self-loathing and embarrassment. This is a hopelessly short video to discuss this massive subject, and it's a highly emotive subject as well, of course. We all struggle with guilt. It comes in different seasons and situations of life. It comes in different forms and flavours. But we all struggle with this whole thing of guilt from time to time, and sometimes all day and very often. It can be a very difficult and painful experience. In the midst of all of that, some different antidotes to guilt are often offered to us. These antidotes don't really work, but we often cling on to them. Here's 3 antidotes that are offered to us when we face the problem of guilt. The first antidote is this. It says, get rid of the standards. Just get rid of the standards, get rid of the rules, if you like, get rid of the moral framework, all that old-fashioned stuff, and then you just won't feel guilty anymore. The second antidote that's offered is start up a new resolution. In other words, just be better, do better, then you won't feel guilty. And the third antidote that's offered out there, or that we engage in sometimes, is look down on others. Get rid of the standards, start up a new resolution, or look down on others. Oh, well, at least I'm not as bad as them. At least I'm not as bad as those people. Now you can see how these 3 begin to fall down and break down. Really, they don't actually help us, and they still leave us in the same cycles of guilt and the same mess. None of them really work. What Christianity does, controversially, is it shows us the depths of our guilt, and then it shows us the depths of what God has done to take that guilt away. It does both of those things at the same time. It says you feel guilty, at least in part, because you are guilty. You are guilty. You have done wrong. There is guilt. That's the case for all of us. And with that perhaps comes the more subjective experiences of shame and embarrassment. But then Christianity at the same time says, but in Jesus there is forgiveness and grace for your guilt. Romans chapter 8 verse 1 says, therefore there is now no condemnation for those who are in Christ Jesus. This is the heart of the Christian faith. To paraphrase a church leader, pastor called Timothy Keller on this is my sort of wording and loosely changing what he said on this. We could say that Christianity, this is what Christianity gives us. It says that we are more guilty than we ever could have imagined, and yet at the very same time we are more loved and accepted in Jesus than we could have ever dreamed. Are you struggling with guilt? We all are. Maybe you're struggling with guilt and you want to chat more about this. Why not get in touch with us at the church? You can find our details on the contacts page on the website. Maybe you're in the church family and you're struggling with guilt. We'd love to know. We'd love to help.